Hello guys, this is Frank. Welcome back to Basic Building Tips. The last episode we kind of talked about the importance of levels, and this episode I'm going to talk about the importance of mixing materials. Now this is just one single material, and that makes a building look very flat, very flat indeed. When I build buildings, I typically mix about 3 to 4 different kinds of materials. And here are some of my personal favorite block combinations: white wool and clay bricks, sandstone and orange. Oh, and this one you've probably seen it in loads of my builds: smooth stone, clay bricks and red wool. So good. You've probably seen this one a lot too. It's I think it's especially nice for paths, and it's spruce logs and birchwood. Create some nice contrast if you like that, but it also, you know, this works well with all kinds of wood, really. It really does. And here, of course, a classic one: smooth stone, stone bricks and some kind of ornamental blocks here. Very good, I think, works for a lot. And I'm going to tell you this: I have one big pet, really pet hate when it comes to buildings in Minecraft. And that's when people go ahead and they build with stone bricks, and they only build with stone bricks. They build huge towers or castles in just stone bricks. I think it's such a shame. Some people have, the square wooden houses as the, pet hates, or the cobble houses. I don't really, because I kind of get... sure, I don't think that those are pretty either, but still, I cannot get why they choose those materials. They choose those materials because they are very easily available, even though I do, of course, prefer if people make an effort. The thing that kind of ticks me off about the stone bricks is that someone has actually gone to the effort to make these blocks. They first dug up whole loads of cobble, they smelted it down to smooth stone, and then they just turned everything of this into stone bricks. And it's such a shame, because it just turns out really flat and really grey. And just look at this. If I just do this, just put some smooth stone in the middle, at once you've got contrast. So yeah, just stone bricks, one of my pet hates in this game, because it just feels like such a waste of effort. Another one of my favorite combinations are sandstone, obsidian and ice. It can look very magical. Another one which I haven't used very much actually, but which I do want to use at some point, is the endstone, which I find to be quite nice, and the cyan. And sometimes I've even, actually I'm going to show you this, I played around with these ones in combinations too. Because, this could be a painted wall, or just a melon. Depends on how you see it. This is also another favorite combination. I think it might maybe just look weird when you look at it like this, but I have some buildings where I've used this, and also sometimes I use pink, which also looks very good, I think. I think that the birch logs in general with light blue and light pink, it's kind of pretty. This one, I really like this one. It's the cobble, it's the dark grey wool and the smooth stone. And you can use these anvils as railings. Maybe this is not the best example of it, but if you're going to build a house and you're going to have some cool looking balconies, those can be really nice with these other blocks. And don't underestimate cobble. Cobble has its uses. Here again we have cobble. Now this combination is something that sometimes when I build like nether wart centrals and cool stuff in the nether, I do use this combination. And sometimes I do also combine it with red wool, like this. Well, not exactly like this, but I think you can get the idea. I personally, for me, I think this is the only nice way to combine netherrack, but you know, I might be wrong, but it's the only one that I found personally that I like. Here's another one of my favorite combinations. It's the spruce wood, the spruce logs, and purple. Can be really nice for bigger houses, bigger wood houses, I think. I have some of those in my Victoria town. And this got me to start thinking about an actual combination that I have that I love, which I forgot to build, which, how would I combine this? That one, and that's this one, and also I will need this one, and possibly, where are you? There you are, good. Maybe this one too, actually. Maybe surprisingly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I think that purple and the clay bricks, I think that they can look really cool together. It's a pretty intense color mix, to be sure, but it can look pretty cool. You can also combine this with red wool pretty well. In the Victoria Hotel I built down in the VIP section, I have these color combinations. This color combination is one that can be pretty painful for some people. I will admit that, because it's in a way it's pretty tasteless, but I like it, and it can really be done in a really good way. I might show some better example of that at some point, because I don't actually think that looks very good. Oh well, anyways, these are some of my personal block combinations, and but I think that you should play around yourself in creative mode and see what you think look good. Just really try out all kinds of blocks together, because there's loads of other block combinations that are so awesome. So do play around with that, because you don't want to be stuck in just using the same material, because that makes everything go so flat. So what we're going to do with this house then for this episode. Now, something that's a bit unfortunate about this house at the moment is that I really don't like oak wood. I kind of hate it, to be honest, but you know, I'll live with that for a few episodes, and then I'll probably scandalously just exchange the material. I probably will do that. What do we want to do here exactly? Maybe, possibly something like this. Because of course, it's not only about choosing the right materials for your house, it's also to place the materials at the right spots. In my Victoria town, where I actually had a fake city on the ground with some, you know, building examples, because I had some... no! Really? I'll be back. Okay guys, rain all gone. Now, what was I talking about? I was talking about my town and how to combine the different materials that you choose to use. Now, don't just decide on 2 or 3 materials and just build randomly with it, because in my town Victoria, before I added the fake town showing building examples of what to do and what not to do, a lot of people that just use at least 2 materials, preferably 3, depending on the size and purpose of the building. They kinda like, okay, so I'll use logs, and then maybe I'll use this, and then maybe I'll use this, and they kinda did stripe buildings like this, and well, in all honesty, that doesn't look very good, because you make the effort to get different materials, but it still doesn't look good, because you haven't decided the purpose for each material, and they're all kind of placed along the same line. So when you build a building, you should think about what each material has for purpose. Oh god, gosh, my English sometimes. So here, let's decide that the oak wood are, you know, the walls. sides to kind of go upwards, personally, like this. And then I do like adding some stuff like this, just to get some more depth into the building. Depth. Kinda looks nice, I think, to do something like that. And, you know, cobble for, you know, support down there. That's not always a bad idea. It can actually work. Cobble is not always horrible. Come on. Oh, get this right, please. So all of a sudden we actually gravel would work really well for that too. Maybe even dirt, who knows? I have not found a good building purpose for dirt yet, sorry to say. I really want to find one. Really do. So look at this. What a difference this made. Now, if we hadn't thought about, you know, where to place different things, this would just look horrible. I mean, really horrible. I mean, just imagine if we built a house like this. Okay, like this. And then maybe just like this. And then maybe the oak woods, there it is. Another line, I guess. No, why am I doing this? That's not going to be seen from the outside. Redstone is the doors. I always forget where the doors are. Hello. Okay, so it's not centered, but can you see the difference? We've used the exact same materials on both of these, and we put them on the same height, but just because this building kind of has there's different directions to the logs, the cobble is placed like that, and the logs are breaking them off, and we also have these kind of doorway going out. I mean, it looks so much better, and the difference is really so small. So do think about that, do think about mixing materials, and do play around with some cool combinations, and you know, where to place them, if you're going to place them all in the same line, or if you're going to do it like this and this, because it really makes a huge difference. I hope this episode helped you. Okay, bye.